Let's start with the bad and work our way up to the horrible punishments. Number 10. The infamous rat dungeon. Picture this. You're shackled and chained in a damp, dingy cell. The stench of decay permeating the air around you. But wait, it gets worse. This isn't just any old cell. It's the Rat Dungeon, located in the bowels of London Tower, where nightmares come to life. Now imagine the only company you have is the incessant scuttling of tiny feet, the sound growing louder with each passing moment. These aren't your run-of-the-mill rodents. Oh no, these are the voracious, bloodthirsty kind, ready to sink their teeth into anything that moves. As the darkness closes in around you, you can feel their tiny claws scraping against your skin, their hungry eyes fixed on their next meal. But here's the kicker. You can't see them. They're lurking just beyond the edge of your vision, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. And strike they do, with a ferocity that sends shivers down your spine. Every nibble, every scratch feels like a dagger to the soul, a constant reminder of your impending doom. Days turn into weeks, and still, they keep coming, their numbers growing with each passing moment. You try to sleep, to block out the sound of their relentless pursuit, but there's no escape. You're trapped in a never-ending nightmare, with no hope of reprieve. Welcome to the Rat Dungeon, where even the bravest souls tremble in fear. Let's turn the wheel of time back to an era where justice was served with a twist. Number 9. The dreaded rack. Picture this. You're strapped to a contraption straight out of a medieval nightmare, your limbs stretched to the point of snapping. As the torturers turn the wheel, you can feel the tension in your joints, the agony building with each agonizing rotation. But wait, it gets even more spine-chilling. This wasn't just a means to an end. It was a spectacle, a gruesome display of power and control. Imagine the grim-faced executioners, their eyes gleaming with sadistic pleasure as they tighten the ropes, their muscles straining against the resistance of your flesh. It's a macabre dance of agony, a symphony of screams that echoes through the hallowed halls of the tower. And all the while, they demand answers, confessions, accusations, anything to satisfy their thirst for justice. But here's the kicker: the truth is irrelevant. It's not about guilt or innocence. It's about breaking the spirit, about bending the will of the accused until they're nothing but a hollow shell of their former selves. And as the rack twists and turns, as bones snap and muscles tear, you can't help but wonder, is this justice? Is this what it means to be civilized? Welcome to the rack where pain is the currency, and suffering knows no bounds. Ahoy, mateys! Prepare to hoist the sails as we navigate the treacherous waters of punishment. Number 8. Kill hauling. Picture this. You're a salty sailor aboard a ship bound for adventure. But beware, for there are dark deeds afoot on the high seas. When a scallywag dares to cross the line, they face a fate worse than Davy Jones's locker. They face kill hauling. Now, imagine being lashed to the hull of a ship, your arms bound tight as the crew prepares to cast you into the depths below. It's a terrifying spectacle, a grisly reminder of the consequences of mutiny and mischief. But hold on to your hats, because the fun's just getting started. As the ship sets sail, you're dragged beneath the waves, your body buffeted by the currents, your cries lost in the roar of the ocean. It's a harrowing journey, filled with peril at every turn, as barnacles tear at your flesh and the icy embrace of the deep threatens to claim you as its own. And yet, somehow, the worst is yet to come. For those unlucky few who survive the ordeal, there's no reprieve, no sanctuary to be found on dry land. They're left to eke out a miserable existence, haunted by the specter of their watery grave. So heed this warning, ye scurvy dogs, and think twice before ye cross the line, for in the unforgiving world of the high seas. Hold on to your hats, folks, as we delve into the wild and woolly world of punishment number 7, being crushed by elephants. Yes, you heard that right, elephants, those gentle giants of the savannah, wielded as instruments of doom by rulers and despots throughout history. Now, close your eyes and imagine the scene. A majestic pachyderm, towering above the crowd, its mighty bulk poised to deliver swift and terrible justice. But wait, it gets even more absurd. You see, this wasn't just any old execution. Oh no, it was a spectacle, a grand show for the masses, designed to strike fear into the hearts of even the most hardened criminals. Picture the scene. A criminal trembling before the might of the elephant, their fate sealed by the whims of a capricious ruler. And then with a single command, the elephant moves, its massive bulk bearing down upon the hapless victim, crushing them beneath its ponderous weight. It's a grisly sight, to be sure, but also a testament to the sheer absurdity of human cruelty. For what crime could possibly warrant such a punishment? Tax evasion? Petty theft? Or perhaps just being in the wrong place at the wrong time? Whatever the case, one thing's for certain, being crushed by elephants is a fate best avoided at all costs. Prepare to be impaled on the sharp end of history as we dive into punishment. Number 6. Impalement. Picture this. A grim scene straight out of the darkest recesses of the medieval imagination. You, the hapless victim, skewered on a wooden stake like a particularly gruesome shish kebab. But wait, it gets even more macabre. You see, this wasn't just a run-of-the-mill execution. Oh no, it was a performance, a twisted theater of pain and suffering. Imagine the scene, the executioner, their eyes gleaming with sadistic glee as they drive the stake deeper and deeper into your quivering flesh. It's a grotesque dance of death, a symphony of screams that echoes through the night. And yet, amidst the horror, there's a perverse kind of poetry to it all. For what crime could possibly warrant such a punishment? Treason, heresy, or perhaps just being in the wrong place at the wrong time? Whatever the case, one thing's for certain: impalement is a fate best avoided at all costs. Brace yourselves for a punishment that's as twisted as it is terrifying. Number 5. The poena kulai, or as we like to call it, the penalty of the sack. Picture this. You're a criminal facing the wrath of a society that's as creative as it is cruel. But wait, it gets even more absurd. You see, this wasn't just any old punishment. It was a veritable circus of horrors, a carnival of cruelty that would make even the hardiest soul quiver in fear. Imagine the scene. You, the condemned, stuffed into a leather sack along with a menagerie of misfits, a dog, a rooster, a viper, and a monkey. It's a motley crew, to be sure, but you're all in this together, bound by fate and folly alike. And then, just when you think things couldn't get any worse, they do. For you're not just stuffed into the sack, you're sewn shut, trapped in a suffocating cocoon of leather and despair. It's a fate worse than death, a twisted parody of justice that defies all reason and logic. But hey, at least you've got some company, right? So take solace in the fact that you're not alone in your misery. And remember, when it comes to punishment, sometimes the sack is worse than the whack. Prepare to be utterly revolted as we delve into punishment number 4. The Rats Torment. Picture this. You're a hapless victim, ensnared in a nightmare concocted by the darkest recesses of human imagination. But wait, it gets even more stomach-churning. This wasn't just your run-of-the-mill torture. It was a diabolical symphony of suffering, a macabre dance of death that would make even the hardiest soul shudder in revulsion. Imagine the scene. A rat, small and seemingly harmless, yet possessed by a savage hunger that knows no bounds. And then, in a stroke of sadistic genius, it's unleashed upon you. Its tiny claws scrabbling at your flesh, its razor-sharp teeth sinking into your skin. It's a frenzy of fear and pain, a primal terror that grips you to the core. But there's more. This isn't just any rat. Oh no, it's a rat trained in the art of torture, a creature so vile and twisted that even its brethren shun it in fear. And as it gnaws and gnashes, tearing chunks of flesh with each voracious bite, you can't help but wonder, is this really happening? Is this nightmare real, or just a figment of your fevered imagination? Welcome to the Rats Torment, where despair reigns supreme. Hold on to your hats, folks, as we venture into the realm of punishment. Number 3. The dreaded gidding. Picture this. You're a hapless victim, caught in the iron grip of a justice system that knows no mercy. But wait, it gets even more grisly. This wasn't just any old execution. No, it was a spectacle, a grotesque carnival of pain and suffering that would make even the hardiest soul blanch in horror. Imagine the scene: a cage, cold and unforgiving, its steel bars a testament to the cruelty of man. And then, in a sickening twist, you're shoved inside, your limbs contorted and twisted until you can barely move. It's a living nightmare, a claustrophobic hell that threatens to consume you whole. But there's more. This isn't just any cage, it's a cage of horrors, a diabolical contraption designed to prolong your agony for as long as humanly possible. And as you languish in your prison of pain, your screams echoing off the walls, you can't help but wonder, is this really happening? Is this the end, or just the beginning of an eternity of torment? Welcome to the Gidding, where anguish knows no bounds. Strap yourselves in, folks, as we plunge into the depths of punishment. Number 2. Scaphism, also known as the boats. Picture this. You're a hapless victim, trapped in a nightmarish scenario straight out of the annals of ancient Persia. But wait, it gets even more stomach-churning. This wasn't just your run-of-the-mill execution. It was a diabolical torture method designed to inflict maximum suffering. Imagine the scene. You're placed inside a boat, your body contorted and confined, as gallons of honey and milk are poured over you, turning you into a sticky, disgusting mess. It's a grotesque spectacle, a sick parody of baptism that leaves you drowning in a sea of sweetness. But there's more. This isn't just any boat. Oh no, it's a floating nightmare, a hellish vessel adrift on a sea of despair. And as you languish in your sticky prison, insects and vermin feast upon your flesh, turning you into a living buffet for their insatiable appetites. It's a fate worse than death, a twisted parody of justice that defies all reason and logic. But hey, at least you've got a front-row seat to the greatest show on earth, right? Welcome to Scaphism, where agony is endless. Hold on to your hats, folks, as we confront the ultimate nightmare. Number 1. The oubliette, also known as the Forgotten Dungeon. Picture this. You're a hapless victim, cast into the depths of a medieval horror show that would make even the bravest soul quiver in fear. But wait, it gets even more spine-chilling. This wasn't just any old prison. Oh no, it was a labyrinth of darkness, a tomb of despair where hope goes to die. Imagine the scene. You're thrust into a cramped cell, the air thick with the stench of decay and the echoes of your own screams. It's a claustrophobic nightmare, a suffocating coffin that threatens to swallow you whole. But there's more. This isn't just any dungeon. It's an oubliette, a pit of oblivion where the condemned are cast aside and forgotten by the world above. And as you languish in your pit of despair, your cries for help drowned out by the silence of the grave, you can't help but wonder, is this really happening? Is this the end, or just the beginning of an eternity of torment? Welcome to the oubliette, where hope fades away. And there you have it, my fellow adventurers, the top 10 worst punishments in history. From rats to elephants, from impalement to gidding, these chilling tales serve as a stark reminder of the depths of human cruelty. Until next time, may your journeys be safe and your nightmares few and far between.